Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about a science and math kit for parents and child. Our activity is the balloon car. That is our group mate, Koni, Ginny, Anson, and me, Hilary. Okay, this is our table of contents. And first, I will talk about what is STEM. STEM is SE. S is for science. T is for technology. E is for engineering. M is for mathematics. And that is related to our daily life. Okay, now I will talk about role of parents in STEM learning, such as questioner. The parents can ask some open-ended and high-quality questions to children and explore. Parents can discover STEM in our daily life. Assistant parents can provide support when children need help. And listener parents can listen to the child's opinions and ideas. Okay, now I will pass to my groupmate to talk about information of our kids.
So the basic information of our kit is, our kit's name is called Boom Boom Car, which is a balloon car you can see in the right hand side. Our big idea is force and motion, and the suitable age is K3 students. So the materials we will provide in the kit is a booklet about the topic and a demonstration video and a suggested materials list, also a parent's tip sheet, and also a Zoom meeting activity. So for the prior knowledge, I observed that children went to the supermarket with parents and they enjoy using the trolley by pushing them around. That's why we decided this activity for the K3 students and their parents.
So I'm going to talk about the rationale. So for the developmental milestone in the 5 and to 6 years old children, which is in K3, the children will be able to ask and answer questions related to size, measurement, and comparison. So they can also predict the changes and consequences which may occur. They can identify and describe the differences and the sameness of objects, and also to use logical and abstract thinking to solve the problems. For the theoretical perspectives to build up this overall kit, the principle of the curriculum design we have referred to the Curriculum Development Council. They said that the curriculum should be designed based on child-centeredness, and also we need to catering children's developmental needs. Besides, the inquiry-based curriculum means that we will held on the child-led learning, and also every child is a researcher to participate in their investigate process. Also, it will be a hands-on experience, and also to focus on child's interests and based on their curiosity of the world. So I will pass to Koni to talk about the learning objective.
Thank you, Ginny. And here we come to our learning objectives. So children will be able to recognize how force and motion work together to move the balloon car. And then they will be able to practice their problem-solving skills through trial and error. They will also be able to create their own assumption and test out. And finally, children will be able to create their own conclusion after testing. For example, after testing 3 times, they found out that higher force equal to higher acceleration. So for the next part, we will talk about the parent engagement strategy, and I will pass the time to Ginny.
Thank you, Connie. So first we'll talk about the 5R. For the first R is to reach out. We have to approach families actively to introduce our kids and service. And the second R is to raise up. We have to ask for families' opinions and to listen to their needs and to improve our kids and service. So for the third R is to reinforce. We will provide guide and support to families to encourage them discussing, using, and engaging in STEM. So fourth is to relate, to offer opportunities for parents to build positive relationship with others, especially with their child through working on our STEM kit. And the last R is to reimagine, which is to expand collaboration and partnership and to seek new learning opportunity for family and child. So the next page is about to approach the parents in different involvement level. We have divided into 3 levels. The first level is to a rather low level. For the parents with low level involvement, they will seldom participate in children's learning process, and they will ask children to do the whole project by themselves and to provide demonstration video for children to follow. So basically this parent is do not realize the important role. So our strategy is to listen to their concern and needs, and to emphasize parental involvement is important in children's learning process, and we will offer online session to do the demonstration. So for the medium level, the parent will often work with children in learning process, and they will guide children how to do in every steps and to ask close-end questions and simple questions. So they might not really know how to facilitate children's learning. So what we offer is to prepare and provide a list of WH questions for parents to discuss with children in process and to remind them to let children try. And we will also prove that children learn better if they have hands-on experience and critical thinking ability. So for the high-level involvement, that the parent will always work and learn with children, and they will follow children's lead, and they will encourage children to learn and try, and actively ask children's high quality and open-ended question in the whole process. But the problem is maybe they may not have enough strategy to scout for children's understanding in different situations. So we will provide the information for parents to understand the basic STEM learning process, such as the inquiry approach, and to let them comprehend what their child have to experience on each stage. Also to give them some tips about how can they support their child in different stages. So I will pass to Anson.
So we will use the online platform, which is the Zoom meetings, for the parents' engagement. So we will first use the interesting topic to engage the parents and also the children to draw their attention. And then we will introduce different interactions methods. So as you can see, Zoom is another technology that we can use. And also we allow children and parents to ask questions through Zoom, and the teachers can answer their question immediately. So this is a new way that different to the traditional teaching. And lastly, through the Zoom meeting, it can assist parents to have a better understanding of their children's learning by attending the lesson with the children together through the online platform.
So for the next page, we will talk about what we offer in the kit. So first of all, we will provide a suggested material list, which lists out all the materials that parents and children can use to make the balloon car. And for wheels, vehicle frame, and axles, there are some optional choices for them to choose. And for engine and tools, these are necessary for them to use to make the balloon car. So for the next part, we will have our demonstration video, and I will pass the time to Ginny.
Oh yes, it's our demonstration video, but because of the time limit, so we will not play it right now. I would like to introduce the concept included in the balloon car. So for the science concept, it includes force and motion, and it also includes the gas pressure concept. And on the math concept, we will include some shapes and measurements. So how does the balloon car work? Is first, when the balloon blown, the gas pressure inside the balloon is higher than the atmospheric pressure. So the second one is when the balloon is released, the air inside will be pushed out of the balloon. So by the Newton's third law, which is action and reaction, the vehicle will be pushed forward. Yes.
So this is the instructional storybook I mentioned before. So we decided to have a story booklet that about our topic, which is the power of movement, which is the kinetic energy. So you can see that with this story that it's related to our daily life, it is more easy to draw the children's and parents' attention, and also to give them a message that STEM is really related to our daily lives. And also in this booklet, we will provide the instruction and also the steps that how can we make the balloon car inside this booklet. So the children and their parents can have a look of before they do their own craft.
So thank you, Anson. And here is our instruction provided for parents. So we divide the whole process into 4 parts, and which part illustrate very detailedly that how parents can assist children in making the balloon car, and also how to let children to involve in decision making process. So the very important thing about that is we encourage parents, don't forget to let the child to attempt to doing the balloon car by themselves, because some parents may be very active and try to do all the things for their child, but actually we will want children to try to have some hands-on experience so that they can learn better and have a greater memories on that. So the next 2 pages is also about the instruction. So for the last pages, we also provide a little question, which is we call it a light bulb time. We want parents and children to think about what happens if they install the balloon with different direction, and how will the car move. So I believe this will be a very good question to inspire children to think deeper and try different ways to make the balloon car. So for the next pages, we also designed and extended activities for parents and children, which is about motion and inclination. So after finish the balloon car, parents and children can make their own heel slope, just like the pictures on the right-hand side. It is made with cardboard, and children can test the relationship between motion and inclination to push the balloon car up to the hill. So during the extended activities, here is a parent's guide to enhance children's learning on this topic. So parents can ask questions, for example, how can we push the balloon car up to the hill, or how much motion do we need? Parents can also assist children to make linkage between motion and inclination. And finally, parents can adjust the angle of inclination when children struggles or when they achieve the existing level. For the adaptation of the game to other ages, for K1 children, we would use the balloon car to help children to recognize the relationship between speed and slope. For example, in what angle of inclination that the car go faster downward. And for K2 children, we will use the balloon car to identify and test out the relationship between shapes and friction. For example, what shapes of wheels will go faster or go slower. And the next page is the sample of our parents' tips, which is a A4 double-sided tips sheet, and the details will be provided in the next page. And I would like to pass the time to Ginny to talk about the tips for parents.
Thank you, Connie. So that here are some tips for parents. For the first one, I would like to suggest them to appreciate their child's question and let the child be curious. And the second tips is to explore the answer and learn from the mistake together. And the third one is to provide adequate time, space, and resources for the child to explore. And the next one is to show enthusiasm in STEM, because how parents behave and they are the role model of their child. So for the 5 tips is to use STEM concept to talk with their child. And next is to ask open-end question to let the children think. And the last one is to observe the world around us and discover the STEM concept together. So I will pass to Connie.
Thank you, Ginny. And we also designed a cheer question to help parents to boost their child's STEM learning. So C stands for comparison and measuring questions, such as how much motion do we need to push the balloon up to the hill? And A stands for assumption. For example, what will happen if we install the engine in different position or direction? R stands for reasoning. For example, why it will go faster or lower when there are more or less air pressure inside the balloon. And finally, E stands for evaluation questions. For example, what are some factors affect the speed of the balloon car? So this question can help parents to better enhance their child's STEM learning. And last part for the inquiry approach, there is a series of processes listed on the left-hand side. The first one is question process. So in this process, children will ask a question based on their interest and curiosity. So parents, during this process, parents can further elaborate the question and inspire children to think deeper. The next process is predict, and children will estimate the possible results. For parents, they can encourage children to think about different possibilities. And the third one is plan process. Children will look for useful materials and methodology. So parents can suggest materials for children to use and prevent them to use dangerous materials. For the last 4 process, I will invite Ginny to talk about.
Thank you, Connie. So for step is to investigate. So children will classify, test, and compare the observed object or events. And then the parents can encourage the children to try to test out different possibilities. So the next stage is to record. So children will record findings, insights, and all their ideas. So parents can remind them to record all the details that they can be write on the paper or draw on the paper. So the next one is to analyze. Children will try to analyze and explain the results. Then the parents can guide children to link the cause and the effect. And for the last one is to connect, which is children will link new knowledge together with their prior knowledge. Then the parents can assist children to recognize the linkage by asking questions. So this is the end of our presentation, and this is our reference, and also this is our submission of the form. Thank you.